Here's why the USC Trojans should beat the Iowa Hawkeyes as 6.5-point favorites. I did pick USC here to win and to barely cover. I did make a preview and prediction video for this game. You should check it out. Link is in a reply to the pinned comment. And I did also make a segment about why Iowa should expect to win this game. But as for the Trojans, there are several reasons and angles that I want to discuss. And the first of which, and the most important, is they have the superior ground attack. Iowa does not have the passing attack to be able to win through the air if they can't win on the ground, barring something crazy happening, which, be it this version of USC and this version of Iowa, could create a very crazy result. But following typical football logic, when you have the superior air attack, which we already know USC does, but on top of that, the superior rushing offense, it will take an amazing effort from Iowa to be able to overcome that. USC's averaging 6.47 yards per carry, which is third, and they're fourth in rushing success rate. They are better than the Hawkeyes in both of those areas and dramatically superior in rushing offense in terms of yards per carry and rushing yards per game. King Miller, running back 3 for them, he could be an RB1 at a lot of different schools. And he stayed healthy so far, has a ton of burst, even has some power to him. I love him as a running back. And this USC offensive line, even with some of the adversity and injuries they've suffered, is functioning as one of the best in America. That's why they're a Joe Moore Award semifinalist. Same with Iowa. And I would say analytically, USC deserves it. There are sometimes teams that reach the Joe Moore Award mid-roll or honor roll or the semifinalist list that you think, wait, why are they there? That's not the case with USC. Riley and his staff has done a really good job putting together this offense and offensive line. And that's what we're talking about right now. Their havoc rate allowed is fourth in America, just 8.6%. When you look at Jayden Maiava, huge part of the reason why he's been successful, Maiava this year, I think he's only thrown 6 interceptions, 17 touchdowns. He's second in QBR with a 90.6, only behind Julian Sayin. Big part of the reason why he's been so successful is he's only been sacked 9 times. And that's including defenses like Notre Dame, Michigan, Illinois, Nebraska, and Northwestern that either at the time they played them or throughout the entire year have good pass rushers. This is a offensive line that I love it. And despite the fact that it in theory and on paper lacks depth and preseason lacked some talent, this might be Riley's best offensive line outside of that 2022 unit that he partially inherited from the Clay Helton era. Explosive plays are another reason why USC should beat Iowa here. So they're 6.5-point favorites at home. Iowa's to travel a long ways. This channel will make you a college football expert and help you enjoy watching games and make more accurate predictions. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment your thoughts, and watch the video all the way through so that you can get the full package. And check the description and pinned comment for more ways to help yourself and this channel. Iowa's defense, though, they're locked down, especially in pass defense. But the risk they take with one-on-one coverage and playing like people aren't going to call PIs on them, which in Big Ten play, that's absolutely true, and they do a good job overall. It's one of the best defensive teams in America, and Phil Parker, he's up there for being the best defensive coordinator. I'd say after Knowles' performances so far this year, his argument to me, number one, is very strong. I actually... A little bit of a side tangent here. I still think Knowles, with some things I've heard from insiders and people I trust about Penn State, I still think he's number one. I just don't think Franklin ever meshed with the staff properly. It's just my opinion. Know plenty of people will disagree with that, but him and Parker are in their own tier, and that's special. For Phil Parker, though, we saw this against Indiana where they would blitz and send pressure, and if the offensive line for his opponent protected the QB well enough, and the QB was a sturdy, great player, Mendoza, he could deliver the football accurately and create a big play. And I think USC has a prime opportunity to do that here with a great downfield passing attack that they have. D'Anton Lynn is an important reason because of how Iowa will be able to create enough offense in theory to probably get to the 20s. They have a much better offense than Northwestern, and Northwestern got to 17. If their defensive tackle didn't fumble the football into the end zone, they could have gotten to 24. If not, they would have had a short field and gotten 24 anyway, or at least 20. USC's defense is far from perfect. They will need to get some key stops here. It can't be all on the offense here, because if it is all on the offense, Iowa can chew clock, control the pace of the game, and probably at least force a turnover or one mistake and win that way. Lynn is going to have to come up with some stops. His defense will have to play well, and I think they will, because Lynn is one of the best in the business. He should put together enough good plays, enough solid drives and adjustments to slow Iowa down and force some punts and give USC's offense a chance to be able to figure things out and not have to be perfect. And finally, this is less to do with USC, but this is important here. The travel of Iowa, traveling to USC after that Oregon game is tough. It's a tough spot after a emotional loss, and I think Iowa's well coached, so I don't think they'll lay down and die here. They're not going to have a mental issue, but physically, they're going to be more beat up after playing Oregon on Saturday than USC is hosting Iowa and having their most recent game being played against Northwestern on a Friday night, where they were able to pull away in the third and fourth quarter. So it's just a tough spot for Iowa. Those are the reasons why USC should beat the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let me know what you think of my reasons and analysis down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. It's my mission on College Football with Sam to make you the most informed, knowledgeable, and entertained fan as possible. We aren't perfect, but we hit the nail on the head more often than we hit our thumb with the hammer. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, and if you're here, you've probably already watched the whole video. So thank you for doing those things.